Thank you all for being here. I'm really excited of being here myself. And I'll start talking about stuff. So as Mushan said, I'm a lecturer here at Shenkar. I'm a product designer at SimilarWeb, and I do design curation and research. And probably now I have 9 minutes and 26 more seconds to talk about this topic, which is using data visualization for branding purposes. Do you hear me correctly? Yeah. Cool. So I'll just really talk quickly about Google Trends at Baycon Oppenhיים agency. What is Google Trends? If nobody knows, it is a platform of Google which helps us to see what people are interested in or what people are searching for. Our design team was this, and we had the honor to redesign the whole platform of Trends. This is a platform that gives us the data back of what people are searching and looking for. It is mainly aimed for journalists, and it was great fun to work on this, and we learned a lot of amazing things on the way. I was there for about 3 years. What I showed before is the basic platform, but we also did special projects. This is the part of the Year in Search 2015, the American elections of 2016. So these were all hosted on the Trends platform, but I'm not going to talk about that. I just want to say that we had a lot of work dealing with the data and how it looks and how it behaves and how can we visualize it, but we never had an opportunity to actually talk about what data we have and in the aspect of branding, and that's what I want to kind of talk about now. So today I work at SimilarWeb. It is an Israeli technological company which deals with marketing intelligence. It's a tool. It's basically, it can show you what your competitors' digital strategy is. So basically like Google Analytics, but not for yourself, for your competitors. You can see what they're kind of doing around in the digital space. This is our design team, a bunch of really nice people, which I learn from them things every day. They're sitting just there, so thanks for coming also. We do day-to-day product design, but I'm not going to talk about that. This is the redesign of the platform itself, which I'm also not going to talk about so much, but I'm just showing you that you'll have a sense of a little bit what's going inside the product, and we deal with a lot of visualization in the hardcore way, but it's not about that. I want to talk now about how we can use the data viz for branding purposes and for more marketing purposes. So usually a lot of platforms, and here we see just 5 that deal with data, usually even if they're amazing platforms, they just show a picture of data and not real data on their home pages or how they represent themselves. It's just a picture of dead data, even if it's beautiful. Of course, this was the way on SimilarWeb platform as well. It's just a picture of dead data. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't say anything. It's just a picture of data. And the first project we started thinking about doing something with it or making something new was dealing with the hero page on the main homepage of SimilarWeb. and we needed a metaphor. So we started brainstorming what is going to be that metaphor, because in branding you need kind of a story, you need something to say. And it was simple as space. Space has everything we need: planets, systems, relativity, technology, research, and the unknown, and a lot of other stuff that I didn't write here. And when we started looking at things and representations of space and planet systems, it seemed that it could be a really nice direction to go to. Funny enough, this is the brand guidelines that I got even before I started working at SimilarWeb, which it looks a little bit like a planet system when we started looking at all those things. And this is what we got up with: a closed system of 5 competitors, which is a closed environment, and the size of a planet or a circle is determined by the amount of visits to it. Now I'll show you how it looks in the platform itself with all the clutter of messaging and stuff that needs to be. So we see here top 5 websites in the travel industry in the United States. We can see that TripAdvisor is the biggest one, Booking.com is the smallest one from the top 5. The size is determined by visits. But if you hover on one of these stars, you can actually see the trend and not just the size. So it gives you more than a one-dimensional way to look at an industry. It could be quite interesting. But the nicest thing, I think, about this project is that we succeeded to use kind of live data on a marketing website, which is quite special. Second project is an app wall, or a wall. This was the brief. Hi, we have a 4.5 meter wall, do something with it. It's in the Cannes Lions booth. And again, here we see a picture of that data. It's just like nothing, and we wanted to do something interesting with it. So the idea was to speak about the trending apps in the United States during that month. Again, this is the inspiration. Again, the space, which started to be the story and the theme. Here's just one of the data sets which we looked at. And we chose 16 apps. 2 more minutes. Cool. 16 apps which were interesting, and we had one: how can we show the proportional size, and how can we show them normalized and to show the usage pattern over 24 hours. This was one of the experiments which 1 ball equals 1%, because they were normalized to 100%. And here the radius is the percent. Of course, that I and we, all the designers, really liked the left-hand side because it's more live, cool, doing stuff. When we put all of the 16 apps together, the feedback was that people can't understand what the hell is going on. That was 1, and 2, that it's too medical, it's frightening, it's cold, it looks like a disease, it looks like cancer. I really liked it, but they didn't. There was also the time factor. 1 second equals 1 hour, and we built like a nice clock with icons. I have to say it was a really challenging format, that long banner. And this is just a part of how it eventually looked like. Can I have 1 more minute? So I'm not going to show everything, but this is the part which we can see the apps compared to each other by size and visits. of starts communicating the thing that we saw earlier, but in a much probably clearer way, even that it's a bit less interesting, each division by itself. The space theme continues to interior design and graphics and all kinds of things we're doing right now. To touch points within the product and illustrations and things we're doing with it. And that's it for today.
Thank you very much. Questions? Data in branding in Spain? No questions.
So it's perfect.
It's perfect. Everything is perfectly understood. Thank you very much, Nadav.
While I get set up, I do have a question because I have similar field of activity sometimes. Is there a tension between branding and data visualization in the sense that branding and marketing tries to tell you a story, maybe sometimes regardless of the truth, and data should stick to the truth?
I think conventionally, probably yes, but when there is a good human connections between people working together, it's less of a friction because you can like think together and it's not a clash. So usually yes, but in our case, I don't think so.